mob killed his family. Now they're gonna pay.
This city belongs to me.
Last week I couldn't get out of bed. Actually, for the last few weeks it's been more than a little difficult. I've been getting up later than usual, missing buses, and all in all feeling not so awesome. About a month ago I had a bad incident, and suffice it to say, since then leaving the house has gotten a little difficult. If you've ever been down in the dumps or had a crappy experience, then I'm sure you understand. Then along came a mobile game, and I can't believe this is a story I'm telling either, but this is what happened. Pokemon Go helped me get up in the morning. Pokemon Go was released early last week in Australia before anywhere else in the world, and since then it's been complete madness. From our little 4-person GameSpot team to CNET across the office and random people on the streets, everyone is catching Pokemon all the time. I am catching Pokemon all the time. At one point, I'd missed my bus for 3 days running. I'm supposed to get up at 4:50 a.m. so I can be up in time for a 5:30 a.m. bus so I can be in the office by 6 a.m. to get GameSpot news out by 9 a.m. Australian time zones. What had been happening is that my 4:50 alarm would go off, I would wake up from a series of nightmares completely exhausted and lie in until 6, the last possible minute before I absolutely had to be in an Uber on my way to work. One afternoon I realised there was a Pokemon gym up at the shops where I normally catch my 5:30 a.m. bus, and the next morning I got up on time for work. I went up to the shops in the dark and cold with my app out so I could activate Pokestops as I went, with the hope of taking this gym from what was probably a school kid, since the gym was right next to my childhood school, but hey, this is Pokemon, not a picnic. This story doesn't really have a happy ending because, as it happens, the servers were down, so I wasn't able to do anything anyway, but it did still get me up in the morning. So I guess you could say it was super effective. It got me to leave my house in the afternoon to walk out to the park in the cold and catch Zubats. This was before I found out Zubats are the Starbucks stores of Pokemon. They're everywhere whether you want them there or not. It had me taking the long way home and wandering through the rainy golf course near my house to pick up pincers and Venusaurs. It had me socialising more with co-workers and friends so we could talk about what we'd caught, which team we were on, and how high our levels were. It's the reason my work friends gather in the square near our office where people throw down Pokemon lures, and the reason why you'll hear someone gasp at their desk having stumbled upon a really high-level creature. Despite its issues, Pokemon Go is a game that forms a strangely strong bond between players, particularly given it's not even multiplayer. It's a game that's so popular right now that one of our friends who decided to organise a small Pokemon Go excursion in Sydney ended up with thousands of attendees, many of whom were wearing their team colours. My personal experience also isn't all that unique. A lot of you guys have been saying that the game has helped you improve your mental health and deal with depression, anxiety, and agoraphobia. This isn't an isolated case for the developer Niantic Labs either, who heard similar stories from players who picked up their previous game Ingress, which shared many of the same location-based mechanics. The developers didn't intend this game to have this sort of impact, but it's now something they've had in their consciousness throughout the development of Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is just a mobile game. It's just an app, and it's often a really buggy and broken one at that. But it's an app that encourages people both young and old to get outside, to walk new routes, to talk to new people, and to get up in the morning. And maybe you don't need that, and that's totally fine. But I did, and I just think that's really fucking cool.